Hey there, boys and girls. It's Ralph Garman, and you're listening to Talking Codswallop. Good choice.
Hello, everybody. This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You might know me from the Tell 'em Steve Dave podcast and the I Sell Comics podcast. Listen, I love podcasting. I love talking, but what I really love doing is talking Codswallop.
Hey, I'm Alicia Witt.
I'm Daniel Portman from Game of Thrones. I play Podrick Payne.
I'm Ellipses, and you're listening to the Talking... Okay, I'm Mark Bernard, and you're listening to the Talking Codswallop podcast.
Hey man, it's Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, whose voice you were never used to hearing in the 90s until I started opening it up, man. And that's because I'm a podcaster and you're listening to a podcast, Talking Codswallop, right here, man.
Welcome to this week's Talking Codswallop. I am Gemma. There's no James this week. I'd love to give an elaborate reason why he's not here, but actually it's just that technology hates him and he's managed to kill not one, but two microphones. So he's very, very clever. And obviously he's got that boring old long COVID and blah, blah, blah. But I did put up the fishing rod of signal of help, and I caught an ex-member of the podcast, or he's always in the background anyway, a Lurker Fish. That's what we should call him. Please welcome to the show, Andy Barr.
All right, my lover.
Hello, Andy.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. And yourself?
Yep, I'm doing good. I saw that cod just beamed up into the night sky.
Yep, I did.
And I answered. And I answered on Wednesday, and here we are Monday, finally. Third time's the charm. So as long as it wasn't anything important, I'm here.
Well, yeah, to be fair, yes. We were going to record on Wednesday. Well, we were going to record on Thursday, weren't we? And then something happened. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, it was hot, wasn't it?
Oh, that was it. I think I was just in a right grumpy mood that I would have been additional Eeyore.
Yes.
Yes, and then...
It would have been two Eeyores in a pod.
Yeah. Nobody needs that much.
No.
But, yeah, and then Friday came around and we were going to record Friday, but I think, we were both shattered from work, weren't we? So.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And I was trying to be a considerate host because I knew that the football was on. It's on tonight as well, so, you know.
That's it. But do you know what? It's football every night.
Exactly. Well, England isn't playing every night, but yeah.
No.
So.
But actually, the team that I used to support as a child, the Netherlands, are playing right now, and they're 3-0 up against North Macedonia.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good to know that you're multitasking while recording an episode with me.
Hey, that's not all I'm doing.
Should you crack on in the hole?
Yep. Well, you did offer.
All right, I'll bend down. So, Andy, how have you been since the last time I spoke to you, which I think was about 6 months ago?
Yeah, so what had occurred? So I think we were in lockdown number 2 then, weren't we?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, not much changed. Oh, yeah, such an adventure. Yeah. No, nothing much has really changed. So, had a bit of 6 months ago. So was it in 2021 or 2020 that we...
I can't really remember. Oh, if it was 6 months ago, it would have been January, wouldn't it? So, yeah.
Oh, so I hadn't had my drama in running, which is because I've only just got back into running for the last 4 weeks or so. Because in Feb, I was basically I was running, and it just felt I was just jogging, so I wasn't being too energetic, but it felt like I was trying to beat Usain Bolt.
Okay.
You know, so you know when you get that really raw burning sensation when you sprint in your throat.
Oh,
in your,
okay.
in your throat and your lungs. It's like you're really putting maximum effort in, and breathing like a racehorse, as they say. But I wasn't breathing.
I'm laughing. Sorry to interrupt there. I'm laughing because I usually have that when I'm just walking. So yeah, I know that feeling.
yeah. So I doesn't have that feeling. So it was like really strange. So I went to see the doctor, and they were like, can't hear nothing. Get some bloods. So I got some bloods, and then it took them ages to kind of come around and tell me that no. Yeah, everything looks fine from that perspective. Maybe you might have non-alcoholic fatty liver's disease. Let's book you in for an ultrasound. And then weeks and months go by, and I managed to get an appointment and get an ultrasound. That come back, and they were like, no, nothing's swollen there. Anyway, what did you want to talk to us about?
Oh, God.
By which point, I'd actually, on the 29th of March, stopped smoking cigarettes.
Well done.
So I thought, you know what? Let me just do couch to 5K.
Yeah.
And, let's get Sarah Milligan just to ease me back into running. So I did that just to get myself aerobically fit. And yeah, a couple of weeks ago, I did a 10K up in Northampton. Pretty cool. Amazing. So it's just I don't actually know what was wrong with lungs, but I'm not as fast as I used to be anyway. So I don't know whether pneumonia that I had in 2018 is now starting to just show up its after effects on my lungs, and maybe I can't think about doing the speeds I used to do. So really think about doing the distance. So it's so. It hasn't been devastating, so we're talking real first world Andy problems here. That's probably about the most dramatic thing that's occurred to me really this year, because we've all been locked down and not able to leave house.
Yeah, and to be honest, it might have just been something as simple as the fact that where we have all been locked down, your body wasn't used to it. Maybe the running part, or had you been going out and doing running anyway?
Yeah, I've been doing running anyway, but basically what I found is since 2018, I haven't quite been myself when I've been running. So, it was either my legs were giving out on me because I'd overdone it on my legs, or I'd picked up a little chesty infection. So, I wasn't, sort of running. So it's been spits and starts really since 2018. And basically, it was July 2018 when I got pneumonia. So, it's really since when I came back from recovery from then. 2017 was my best year. I did 1,000 miles throughout the year of running. So, I was like, hey, really looking forward to 2018 and maybe doing 1,200 miles, and every year doing an extra 200, blah, blah, blah. But, I did just a half marathon in 2018, and I haven't really sort of run any further since then.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, though, like you said, you are doing it for, it's almost like doing it for the journey now, isn't it? Rather than worrying about the speed and stuff. It's,
exactly.
You're still running. You're still enjoying running. So that's the important part, isn't it, really?
That's it. And, and I can take inspiration from two of the salty tadpoles, really. I've got my mate, Matt.
Yeah,
who's doing 50k race round Reading at the end of July, and and then I see old Robin, just knocks out an easy 88k at the weekend, as you do.
Oh, I didn't see that. So well done to Robin, definitely. Yeah.
In a very respectable time as well. So hats off to him.
Yeah.
So that was I think it was just shy of 12 hours he did that in. I think it was 11 hours and 59 minutes.
Wow.
And he did that in. So hats off. So that's about 55 miles for you weirdos who do stuff in miles.
Like normal people. I think you've been in Germany for too long.
No, to be fair, I drive in miles, but I run in kilometres. So I can never tell you how far I've run in miles. I can only tell you how far I've run in kilometres. And I had to Google what he did in preparation to say congrats to him on this episode.
Oh, well, congratulations to both of them and to you as well for carrying it on, and anybody else who's out there doing anything like this. So not just running, if you're doing power walking or you're doing any form of exercise, I had a little dance in the hallway today. I mean, that was a form of exercise.
Hey, it's anything that gets us off of our backsides. Exactly.
I heard a song come on because my mum was playing music on the TV, and she had, I don't know, it must have been songs from the 90s or something like that. But I think it was a Michael Jackson song. I actually can't remember what the song was at all. But I was in the hallway, but I was proper dancing. Like I was getting out of breath because I was like going for it, But I also thought, this is really good. It's good for me. You know what I mean? Because if I'm getting out of breath, that means I'm working myself.
Yeah.
So, and then the dog came along and wanted to play with his ball, so I had to dance and kick the ball at the same time.
Do you know what? I heard something very, very different. And I'm glad you finished the sentence off just there, because I heard you were dancing and then your dog came in and started playing with its balls.
No.
And then you decided to kick it, and I'm thinking, oh, all right. I hope no from the RSPCA's listening.
Definitely didn't do any harm to this dog. I love him, even though he farts and he stinks. Yeah. A cat's farts any worse, or?
Do you know what? I think because mine go out so much, I don't smell it.
You're lucky. You're very lucky. It's been a horrible rainy day today, and he's been indoors for a long time. And I said to Graham, who's his real owner, and he's his real owner when he stinks. But I said to him, "Oh, has Socks been out recently? Because he's got a real pooey smell, pooey smelling farts, and it's like ew."
Oh, he's got one lodged, ready to fire.
Yeah. I was like, go on, you can take him out.
So is that how he wants to let you know he needs walkies? He just comes and just drops one.
Yeah, exactly.
The next one's solid.
We are actually quite fortunate though, because we've got such a massive garden that he can just run around in the garden. We do obviously take him for walks and stuff as well, but yeah, majority of his exercise is running up and down in the garden because it is so huge. So, little bragging right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little humble brag.
I know, right?
Yeah, so like my half-mile garden.
Yes. No, honestly.
So really, for your neighbours to be spying on you like we've always suspected, they really would need binoculars, and you would never know unless the light bounces off at a very peculiar angle. But even then, you would need your binoculars to see what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Like the whole toilet incident. Yeah. Which I won't give a call back for, because people should just go back and listen to old episodes.
That's it. Especially co-hosts who probably won't even listen to this episode.
Yes, exactly. Although he might, because he might be expecting that we talk about him quite a lot, and we haven't talked about him once.
No, we got all that off our chest in episode 98.
Yeah, exactly. Which I might even need to go back and listen to just to refresh my memory.
So do I. I keep referencing it, but I completely forget what we were talking about. But I know James featured quite heavily.
Yes. James and his glory holes. Yeah.
Oh, that was it. He's different types of cheeses. I'm wondering whether he's realised that he's peaked too early, shall we say, and he needs to go back and re-disinfect all of his holes in preparation for the new return to normal in July.
Well, I think that might be the case, but I also think that maybe his business needs to get up and running soon so that he can actually buy himself a decent microphone. He's got one of these. He's got a handheld microphone, which I've had a version. Well, I've got the identical one, but obviously my own. I've had that for about 5 years, and it's perfect still. I've got the one that I'm currently talking into, which I've equally had for about 5 years, and it's perfect. And then I've also this birthday just gone. My mum and Graham brought me another microphone as well, which obviously that's brand new. So still working out that one at the moment, which is why I've gone back to using this one. But you know, I'm like, I've managed to look after all of my equipment, and you know, and I'm not the best at looking after things. So how have you managed to break 2 microphones?
Yeah. And what's wrong with smartphone?
Well, yeah, you know, I'm a bit particular though, aren't I?
Yeah, but for the love of God, woman, just to knock one out, so to speak, could you not just accept a little bit of dodgy audio?
I really can't, no.
Ooh, high maintenance. Right, better be on my best behaviour tonight then. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
No rustling of crisp packets near Mike.
No.
Make a note of that.
I mean, it is easier to edit a podcast if there isn't ridiculously bad interference going on.
And the other thing I need to ask is, I thought a microphone was just plug and play. So how do you need to figure out how to work your third one? Have you got some special effects on there that you need to sort out?
No, it's more, yes, it is plug and play. So there's nothing like overly special about it, but it's more, I think it's because I got used to, when I'm like listening back to the episodes, to hearing what I sound like with this microphone. Mm-hmm. And it's like quite crisp but I find with the other one it's a little bit echoey, so I'm not sure if like angle wise if I've got it quite where it should be. So yeah, I need to have a little play around with it and stuff.
Do you have one of those fancy ones where you need like a proper guard so you can stop sound bouncing back off of stuff?
Yes, I have got what I think of as a tennis racket type thing. But then, yes, I'm using my microphone with the fluffy muff right now.
Nice. And do you not have a fluffy muff for the other one?
I don't know, because the microphone is much bigger. The actual.
Do you need a bigger muff?
I do, yes. And don't we all? Sometimes in life, don't we all?
Why don't we just knit you a new muff cover?
I know, right? Well, you know, I'm welcome to it.
Well, I'm sure with them, they must have some salties with who can knit.
Well, I mean, not last episode, because obviously that was James taking over for 2 weeks in a row, but the previous episode that I was on, I did put out a plea that if anyone wanted to send me Ferrero Rocher, they could ask for my address, and nobody did. So I don't know if I should even
I think they were thinking of your diabetes.
Oh, yeah, all right then. Do you think that's really the case? Not that they don't love me anymore.
I think that's right. Don't you, salties? Help me.
Oh, no, you know what? I'd never really truly think that anyway. So, but you know, again, if anyone wants to send me any Ferrero Rocher, I'm happy. I am a diabetic, but I know how to limit to just eating. Oh, hello. I forgot where I was at with my conversation. Do you remember at all?
Something about your dog farting.
No, I was going back. You weren't listening, were you?
I don't know. I've been trying to desperately fill dead air that was legitimately dead air because nothing was being recorded. So.
Oh dear.
Oh, bless me.
I'm going to record every few minutes now, just in case. I think I was talking about Ferrero Rocher anyway. So
you were, yes. And the last thing that I said before you dropped was, well, then people should make sure they send chocolate-free and sugar-free Ferrero Rocher to you.
Oh, that would be lovely.
So basically, just give you wafer with hazelnut, nothing else.
Or diabetic chocolate, which gives you the shits.
Diabetic chocolate.
Exactly. Nobody wants that.
No cleaner wants to clean up after that.
No. I mean, to be fair, I'm working from home, so the cleaner is me. So.
True. Yeah.
But, right, we're having far too much of a laugh, and I fear that we need to get some Codswallops out of the way at this point. So
right.
I have got a serious Codswallop, though. Which isn't mine. It is a friend of. He's a podcast friend, so I know him through doing the podcast and stuff.
Yep.
So, are you happy with that one first?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this is from Jared, who is from the Graves for Crows podcast. It's not an active podcast at the moment, and you'll kind of know why in a minute. So, sadly, Jared and. Not sure if wife or if girlfriend, but they were expecting to have a baby. And unfortunately, in February, it was announced that they'd lost the baby, but she was kind of at the stage where she had to give birth. Mm-hmm. And yes, so like I said, it is a bit of an emotional one, this one. So in the background, I've sort of been chatting back and forth with him, but not too much because I don't want to bombard him with messages, you know. Mm-hmm. He's an absolutely lovely guy, and I've been sort of touching base with him. But the reason why this is Codswallop at the moment is because although he's gone through all of this horrific trauma that he's been through, I reached out to him to say, you know, how are things doing? You know, you're getting counselling and stuff like that. He said that his wife or girlfriend is getting the counselling because obviously I know she's been through a massive trauma as well. Yeah. But he's actually not been offered anything, which really, really, really made me angry because he has lost a baby too. He hasn't been through the whole having to give birth to the baby, or the little girl, because she is, she's a little girl. But she hasn't, he didn't have to physically go through that motion to do it, but he was still there.
He still lost a child.
And he still lost a child, yeah. And I just think it's absolutely disgusting that, I don't know if it's because he's in Wales, so I don't know if it's applicable because of being in Wales that they haven't got the funds to kind of offer support for men, basically. But I think that there really should be something out there.
It's grief counselling.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've said to him as well, because when my dad passed away, we used a free company called Cruise. Mm-hmm. They are counsellors, but they are volunteer counsellors. So they've got their full training and everything, but they do have to, they are sort of giving their time for free, which is obviously a beneficial thing because, when times are hard, that's the last thing you want to kind of pay out for, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I just think it's absolutely disgusting that he hasn't got that help. And so I wanted to use him as some Codswallop this week, but not him specifically. His
circumstances.
Yeah.
But my condolences, to you and your partner for your loss. And with Gemma, it's absolutely disgusting that, especially in this time, where everyone's talking about mental health and and the importance of certainly men being open, both emotionally and being there to support not only the partners but needing the support themselves. It is absolutely disgraceful and quite frankly disgusting.
Yeah.
But certainly a forward-thinking government like the Welsh government. I can't speak for our own here in England.
No, and I think that's the problem, isn't it? Because we all live with different kind of ideas and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think also it's a bit of a postcode lottery. I hate that phrase, but
yeah,
sometimes your postcode does determine what is and what isn't provided to you, which does differ,
Yes.
sadly, within local authorities. But hopefully there are some, some free services that can be offered.
Yeah, I hope so, because he did send me a picture of his little girl called Lyra, Lyra. So I'm sorry, Jared, if I'm saying it wrong, but it does sound like that. That's kind of how it was spelt out to me. So I think hopefully that's the right name. Yeah, he sent me a picture of her, and she's an absolutely beautiful little girl.
Yeah.
And it's so sad, I'm honoured that he sent me a picture, because we kind of, like I said, we only know each other through doing podcasting and things like that. But otherwise, we don't kind of know each other from Adam,
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm absolutely honoured the fact that he sent me a picture of her. I just wish all the best for him and his lady as well.
Yeah.
And the two, because they got 2 other kids as well, so for the other 2 children as well.
Who didn't get to meet their sister.
Yeah. So, and they're having to deal with their grief as well. So, yes. So all of our love, right. And now, it seems a bit inconsiderate to actually get onto the funny stuff, but I wanted to do that one first so that we were actually heartfelt, not in the middle of being funny,
Yeah.
But yeah, did you want to do your Codswallop first, or shall, as I'm on a roll, carry on with mine?
Yeah. So you go in, and then I'll pepper in.
Okay, no problem. Right, so I've got 3 Codswallops this week. One that I've been sitting on for a little while. Ooh.
Well. Did it vibrate?
It did. Well, no, I've been sitting on this one for a little while, only because I've been waiting for somebody who drives to sort of record with me, basically. And the last time I recorded with James, I completely forgot about it. So, right, so you and I are drivers. Aye. You're driving down the road, and you're on the left-hand side. Sorry, obviously, but you're driving.
I'm driving on the correct side of the road.
Oh, what a dickhead! So you're driving down the road, and on the opposite side of the road, an ambulance comes along.
Right.
Now, there's nothing in front of the ambulance, so. What do you do?
I keep my eyes on the ambulance and probably just back off a little bit.
Yeah.
Even though it's coming towards me, because yeah.
But it's coming to you opposite. But it's coming towards you on the opposite side of the road.
Oh, in that case, then I am emergency braking and on the pavement. Fucking hell, John.
Again, it's not on the same side of the road, it's on the opposite side of the road.
In that case, then I'm still backing off a little bit with my eyes on it, just because you don't know, because it could come across.
Yeah. So obviously your real answer is the first and the last answer there.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't swerve to a braking halt and
like my second answer. Not unless it was actually coming. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
You're not. Oh, you are. Fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, the other day, I say the other day, it was obviously a while ago. It's happened as well recently, so it's not like a new thing,
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, I've been driving down the road, an ambulance, that whole situation, and then the person in front literally slams on their brakes and moves over, and I'm like, what?
All right, Tracy.
And I'm like, well, I can't overtake this car in front, because otherwise it's going to look really bad for me. So I have to stop. Oh my God! Now we got bloody planes. We got a helicopter going across as well. So this is a great episode.
Is it one of them Chinooks?
Yeah, it probably is, because there's an army base nearby. So, but yeah, you remember what I said about having nice, clean, fresh audio? Well,
yeah.
Well, this week it might not be the case, so I do apologise. It's acceptable if it's my side.
Yeah, it's proof of life.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's
There'll be some geeky types who can go, right, yes, that was recorded on the 21st of June 2021 at 6:53. I know that because there was a plane that went over at exactly the same time over Gemma's house.
And they would be right, wouldn't they, Andy? Because you just gave out our exact information. I can't believe it. You just want to give my address out at the same time?
It's La La Land.
Yeah. In flippity-doop.
Yeah.
The next one is Facebook payment ad notifications, which have really, really been getting on my tits just lately. I don't know if you've been getting these notifications at all, but
I'm not on Facebook.
Ah, good for you. Well, basically, it's like every 5 minutes, I feel like we're getting notifications saying it's comes some sort of like spam or whatever, saying that you haven't paid your card details haven't worked, blah blah blah. So you just click on the link and then get about 20 viruses or whatever.
Yeah.
Obviously, I haven't clicked on the link because I haven't got any ads that I'm paying for. Yes.
Good.
Because I am very clever.
Me is clever.
Yes, I am.
I know click on links, I know no.
No, exactly. It's like I said to my mum today, she received an email and I said, do you know who it's from? She goes, no, I've never heard of them. I said, well, she said, it says that I'm subscribed. And I said, no, just delete it. She goes, what, not click the unsubscribe button? I went, no, because that could be a virus. If you don't know it, delete it is the best thing, isn't it?
Exactly. Because if it's important, they'll follow up again and they'll reference what they said the first time. Yes, exactly. But, yes, as I say to all my friends and family, just have a look at the actual email address, not what is showing you. It's the email address. Yes. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, because we obviously have to do different training things through our work as well as kind of amateurs when it comes to IT stuff. But, you know, so that we can spot a fake email, we can spot a virus or whatever. So, so those Facebook payment ads, Facebook are apparently hot on everybody having a conversation. They're not hot on this, so that's kind of annoyed me. So do you get in these because you've got a business account, or is this happening to normal Joe Blogsy people? Well, I haven't got a business account, so it's happening to normal Joe Blogsy people because I am a normal Joe Blogsy person. So I've got the Talking Codswallop page or group. It's a group rather than a page. So that's it. And then my final Codswallop is farmers spraying their fields with shit. Oh, no, I'm not sure I can be on board with this. Why not? Because it's natural fertiliser, isn't it? It stinks though, Andy. Well, don't breathe it in then. Well, breathe in through your mouth. It's a bit hard. Or can you taste it? Yeah, I pretty much can taste it when I'm driving along, and it's. You shouldn't drive with your head out the window. Well, my aircon hasn't been working just recently as well, so I've had to have my windows open. Or, sometimes plural, windows open. And other times it's been just one window open, but, still. Just smoke more. Well, I think that's kind of what I'm aiming to do anyway, so. Fuck it, light a fag. If there's methane in the air, I'll explode, don't worry. Exactly, yeah. If I'm going to go, I may as well go happy, eh? Exactly. And then a big ball of fire downhill with just the wheels bouncing. That's the first thing you see. 2 flaming tyres. And then Gem waving. Hi. I'm having a fag. Oh dear. So thus ending my Codswallops this week. Even though I've had actually quite an amazing week, which I will go on to in a minute after we've done Codswallops. But I still managed to get something to piss me off. Yeah. Right, you sitting comfortably? I certainly am. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh no, I did write 6. I don't have to read all 6.
You can read all 6 as long as you don't take an hour to talk about them.
Oh, all right. Let me just do one then.
Okay.
So, number 1.
Okay.
This will be a test for someone.
Okay.
Okay. People who only review Batman films on podcasts.
That's amazing.
Oh dear.
Even though the person who officially is the owner, so to speak, of the odd said podcast has said, please do not, as you do other DC films, aka Batman films. Just for a little while, James. Oh, I named him.
Oh dear, I did plan that. Oh dear. Oh, what else can I do? Yes, I thought I'd come in hard and heavy with that one.
Brilliant.
Oh dear. So, for those of you who follow me on Twitter, might have seen a tweet from me, and my next one, it just builds on that, slightly tongue-in-cheek frustrating with dating sites.
I did see this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this one is people, because I didn't realise this, but there were a lot of people who just put their social media handles on their dating profile, nothing else.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably just a girl thing. You know, boys probably haven't quite cottoned on to this. So if this wasn't a problem for you girls with boys, and it does become so, it's as a result of me saying this on this world famous podcast. So apologies. But certainly on what I'm seeing on the girls, it'd be like at Tiffany, follow me, I'm desperate, you know, on Instagram. And, you know, and I was like, I kept seeing these. So one of the things I put into Google was like, why are girls putting Instagram in their bio?
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure. I was just like, am I now expected to follow you and then talk to you on Instagram?
Yeah.
Or what's the deal here? You know, come on, Tiffany, and I'm desperate. You know, what's going on? And I came across an article from about 2016, which, you know, just shows how much I've got my finger on the pulse, which basically said that girls are doing it just to basically get their social media following counts up so they can be Insta influencers. So yes, this week, Gemma, one of my Codswallop is people on dating sites who are only looking for social media follows.
Although I am thinking now, maybe I should join.
Yeah, at Talking Codswallop.
Yeah. Although I think that is in my I think that is in one of my ex-bio, well, not ex-bios, but, you know, like one of the ones I don't
You made your ex-boyfriend now in their bio, right? I once dated someone from the Talking Codswallop at Talking Codswallop podcast.
Oh dear. Well, if I could get him to look up from a game, you know, that would be a good start. But there you go. It's a bit bitter with him this week, but, you know,
okay.
I'll say that.
Put that box down.
Yeah, we'll talk about that off mic, maybe. Real codswallops don't ever come into play in this podcast.
That's it. All right, better knock these next 2 off then. Right, no, nothing personal.
Anything you want is fine, but yeah.
Number 3. Yeah, this is more of my issue. So companies who only issue checks as like refunds.
Okay.
Why?
I see. Yeah.
So a certain media company who's never had sex will only issue me with a fucking check as a refund. Will not give me a electronic payment. Even though I paid, they asked me to pay by direct debit. It gave me a nice £1 discount.
Oh, lovely.
You know, are you lucky?
Yes.
And they won't give me my £9.99 back electronically. And I'm now sat on a check that I am now just refusing to cash out of principle, despite my friend saying, you don't need to go to a bank to cash a check anymore. And then he told me that I could do it from my banking app. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not the point.
Hold on. I think this is news to me, so I think you need to go through how to do it with the banking app. That's amazing.
I haven't worked it out yet because
okay.
I won't look, because if I look, then I can only test with this fucking check that I don't want to cash, that I want this media company that's never had sex before, clearly, to issue me with a refund electronically. Because a serious point was that we hadn't fully come out of lockdown.
Okay.
This is how long I've been sat on this fucking check.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's expired by now, basically.
Yeah. We hadn't fully come out of the winter lockdown, and the expectation for me to then go and trudge to the bank,
fair enough,
and cash a check in this kind of COVID situation.
Yeah, and also join the queue as well, because there would be a queue to sort of go through. And
in all seriousness, it's £9.99. So if I drive and I pay for an hour's parking in Reading, I'm probably at a net loss before I've even shut the fucking car door. Let alone my personal time.
All for £10.
Yeah.
Not even.
Or a day return on the bus is £4.
Yeah.
So then I'm cashing in £5.99. Woohoo! Whereas they can just give me an electronic refund. I don't have to get off my fat ass and go and people when it is currently socially acceptable not to people. Thank you very much. This is my time. Let me enjoy my time. Stop making me get out and socialise. So yeah. And then I'm just remortgaging at the moment. And I'm borrowing just a little bit extra so I can get the house done.
Is it an extra £10?
It is to cover me. Because actually, this mortgage is also from a company that's never had sex. So I don't know why I've gone for this same brand. Okay. But anyway,
I was going to say, is it the same company?
It's the same brand, yes.
Okay.
I don't think they're the same legal company anymore. But yeah, but I noticed that in the small print they said, anything additional above the mortgage will cost me £35 to get it electronically. Otherwise, they'll issue me with a fucking check. Oh my God, you're going to give me a check for bleep pounds? Yeah. And I'm supposed to go and fucking cash that. No, I'm going to pay the £35 and just, vent my frustration on a well-known, world-famous podcast.
Yeah,
so if anyone
exactly.
wants to get me on one of those shows, that'd be great.
All right, I've got a fourth Codswallop this week. Cheeky asshole. But I kind of had a similar situation a few weeks back as well. They sent me a check for £30, and I was like, well, it's £30. I'm definitely checking. I'm definitely cashing it. But again, it was a check, and it was like, oh, can't you just do a bank transfer? Everybody does bank transfers nowadays.
Yeah. You literally just have to press a fucking button. That's all you have to fucking do.
Yeah.
The big one that says refund.
Even my mum knows how to do a bloody bank transfer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I tell you what, PayPal me.
Yeah. Although you get charges on PayPal, don't you? So actually don't.
Well, businesses do. I don't.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. The thing is that on PayPal, I am a business from when I did those PBR podcasts.
Oh,
I had to be set up as a business so I could do the whole cash transaction. Mm-hmm. And sometimes friends will PayPal me and they accidentally choose it as a business because it does come up with my business name as a friend. And, I need to do something about that. But, fuck it, my friends can pay a fee. Actually, no, I pay the fee. So they pay me the £10, and then by the time I check it out, it's like, £8.50 or something after their fees. So yeah. So no, never pay me as a business. If you want to be my friend.
We have to pay you to be friends now, do we?
Yeah. Did I not show you the subscription? I'll send you the rates.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I think you find they're fairly modest.
This is a free version, though, isn't it?
This is your 30-day free trial.
Yeah, I'm going to cancel on the 29th day.
That's it. Yeah, you'll see a 1p charge on your credit card that will be refunded at the end of the 30-day period.
Oh, you nutter.
So,
Okay, so what's number 5 or 6?
oh, you want me to skip number 4?
Oh, you haven't done number 4. I thought you'd done 4 already. God.
No, come on. Like, companies who ghost rather than engage in a good old honest conversation.
Okay.
So my fence line needs doing, and I've gone on to Checkershade, and I've got a few people come round, but I never hear from them again. And I think I know what it is. I think my idea is just far too out there, and rather than going, all right, Andy, yeah, back in the real world, what you're asking for can't quite be delivered, but this is roughly what could be done. So yeah, my poor neighbours, well, I say poor neighbours, they've now got a double garden like I have, because I've got no fence line, and me and my neighbour took out the 8 conifer trees in preparation for what I thought would be a simple, all right, do you want to come and quote? Excellent, loving it, there we go, get on and do it.
Yeah.
So yes.
It also might be the case that it's a small job and they're kind of looking for big jobs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm asking them to put a retaining wall in. So, maybe it's not quite a regular, but, I'm hoping it's maybe a medium job.
yeah. No, that is absolutely frustrating. Well, if any salted tadpoles live in Reading and they want to do some stuff for Andy's back garden,
Come and give my back garden a treat.
trim his bush while you're there.
Oh no, it's all clean back there. Don't worry.
Oh, good. Yeah, nice and bleached.
Pretty much in this weather.
What do you mean this weather? We had our summer last week and now it's raining again.
I said, but it's still got its tan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good point.
Oh dear. Now this one, I don't mean to upset any of our salty tadpoles because I'm sure this doesn't apply. I think this is a frequent one for cyclists who ignore the rules of the road.
Okay. I mean, cyclists have been a regular occurrence on Codswallop anyway.
They are, yes.
Not from my point of view, but yes.
I know the Batman fan, the fanboy of bats.
Yeah.
He's quite adverse to cyclists. And, I can kind of see where he's coming from when you see a peloton of mammals streaking through red lights and streaking through roundabouts with no regard for other people.
No,
I kind of do lose my sympathy for cyclists.
Yeah.
So it's those ones I really aim my ire at.
Yeah.
Because heaven forbid that you clip them, it's your fault, whether you're a pedestrian or another car user.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've got form with cyclists.
You've got form?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I've pushed cyclists over.
Oh, have you? I don't think I knew this.
Did I not tell you about that during the last lockdown?
No, you haven't. Okay.
Oh, this is awesome. Imagine the scene. No, so I was running up a farm track, and this farm track was about 8 meters wide.
Okay.
So this guy is riding with his wife, and at the time I didn't realise that he was towing an ankle biter. So in my defence, when I stuck my arm out and he got pushed over, bearing in mind I didn't move from my running line at the edge of the 8 metre track, and he fell off his bike, as did the child that he was towing. I just kept running, went, fuck you, it's your fucking fault, you twat, and just kept running.
Did he say anything to you?
Oh yeah, he was proper fisty and trying to chase me, and I was like, fuck you, you twat, you shouldn't be so fucking close to me, because his wife was on the other side of this track.
Okay.
So he could have got over, but no, he expected me, because he was a cyclist on my side of the farm track, to jump out of his way into a fucking farmer's field.
Yeah,
fuck you, Dave. No. At least they're going to keep running. And if, to be fair, if my arm is out, so I didn't lean, I didn't jump, I just kept running and I just put my arm out and he fell off his bike. When we were in lockdown 1, so the 2 metre rule was fully enforced.
Yeah, and 2 meters is about the length of an arm.
No, I'm not a gorilla. It's a metre. My arm is the metre. So he should have been two of my arms aware. Arm to arm is 2 meters.
All right. Well, I was just justifying your argument.
Yeah.
You could have gone with it.
Yeah. He was a meter away from me.
Yeah.
So he was in my safety zone. You know, so yes, and I do remember, but pre-COVID, when I was living in Germany, I was out for a run again, and this peloton of mammals came towards me, and I clipped one of them. And again, I didn't run off my line, so he cycled into me, but he also clipped my phone, which was strapped to my arm, which then caused him to fall off of his bike along with 2 others. I laughed and just kept running. They're getting too close to me. You know, now that one, I just kept running, and yes, my elbows might have been a little bit out, but you know, I shouldn't have been able to take him off of his bike.
Yeah. You know how some dogs have got like coats on that say, please do not pet me, I bite?
Yeah.
Maybe you should have like on the back of your t-shirt. You should have.
And on the front.
And on the front, yeah. Warning.
Don't get too close, see, I pushy.
I think that is definitely needed.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you can get me a talking Codswallop one that says that.
Oh yeah, definitely. You're gonna as long as you pay for it in full, that's fine.
Well, how about the salties pay for it?
I think we ask too much of them. We just want them to subscribe and download.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, do this Patreon thing, and then as I just suggested it, you do it on Patreon. Then I can take a cut. And that cut can be in a form of a t-shirt. Yeah. What a cracking idea.
It is a pretty good idea. But I don't want to go on Patreon. There's too much on Patreon. I can't expect people
Only
to pay.
fans.
Yeah, you can't expect people to pay like £2 for this crap.
Oh, what about 2p?
All right.
I'm sure the download figures can stretch 2p out.
Yeah. As long as I can go to share it with James, that's fine.
But as long as obviously you've got my Jaffa Cake appearance fee for today.
That they're in the post, by the way. So
awesome.
I just hope that Royal Mail doesn't eat them.
Yeah, I'm sure they will, because we don't pay the Royal Mail enough.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Apologies if you've just heard me feed my cats.
I did, but life happens.
You're going to style it out.
No, I'm going to keep it all in.
Yeah.
Like the clunks that were in the kitchen a few minutes ago as well.
And he's stomping back up the stairs, like a baby hippo.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Me as a baby hippo. You just called me a baby. Oh, okay.
No, me stomping up the stairs like a baby hippo.
Okay, that's all right. Go on, last one.
So I have all the poison grace of a tap dancing baby hippo.
Yes.
Dog owners who don't control their dogs or don't pay attention when they're on the fucking lead and trip me up. Guess when I'm running. All mine are running related, you can tell.
Yeah, well, not all of them. The best one was the first one.
So yes, they're my talking Codswallops.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah, I can get behind that as well, because I hate it when people don't those extendable leads. I get why the dog needs to sort of run ahead.
Yeah.
Because dogs need to run, but then how do you stop it from running into the road? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And I had some twat yesterday again on this same farm track that we had this cyclist incident of 2020. He had his little puppy dog off the lead, but the lead was just like a long leather lead,
right?
Or
okay.
Fabric lead. It wasn't a stretchy, one of those elasticated leads, if you will.
Yeah.
But it was a good 3 meters long, and he was just dragging on the floor while he had his hands in his pocket. So his dog was basically not controlled. And then this guy was walking up with his dog, and the puppy was being all playful, and this lead is just whipping all over the place, and I'm starting to now overtake them, and I'm thinking, you know what's going to happen? That's going to get trapped around my legs, and I'm going to go nose first. But thankfully didn't happen. But it's just like, for the love of God, man. And also the guy with the other dog was a little bit wide-eyed at this puppy. So I did my duty, because there was a couple walking down towards me with 2 elderly dogs. And I just went, you want to But I went, puppy, no, lead. Just ran on. Thank you. As I kept running, I just heard him say, thank you. So I'm not always an arsehole when I'm running. I did my civic duty.
Yes. Well, that's very, very kind of you. That definitely is. Like, they probably did appreciate that, though, because, puppies can be irritating. Lovely, but irritating.
Yeah,
so.
And I don't think I was too much of an arsehole. I just went puppy, not on lead. Because I just saw this little beagle. Well, not a little beagle. He was quite a unit. He'd obviously had a few pork pies in his time. But you could tell he was a senior dog. So, yeah, a little puppy would have been a bit too much for him.
Yeah, definitely. And I love beagles. Beagles are so cute.
Yeah. This one was a grey one. So I've only ever seen like the tan brownie ones.
Yeah.
But this one was a black and white one.
Ooh.
I don't know whether that's a legal beagle.
We might have an episode title now.
Yeah.
I just wait for somebody to say something that I'm like, ooh.
Oh, I like.
I think that's, definitely a lot of codswallops there. You've obviously been building them up for the last 6 months.
One a month. Yeah, because, last time I didn't have any, did I?
I don't remember really, if I'm honest.
I see, it was obviously more exciting for me than it was for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Story of my life.
Oh, bless your little cotton socks. So earlier I alluded to the fact that I had a really good week last week.
Did you?
Yes, I did. And I actually had a salty tadpole come down to visit me.
Yes.
Ye Old Weymouth and, Portland specifically. The lovely Owen Edmonds came down, who is extremely tall. He's 6'7.5", and it was quite nice to actually feel cold. No, that's not the word. Short.
Well, there we go. Owen, you really know how to treat a woman.
I didn't mean cold, I meant short.
Well, it's not often you get visitors to your muff, is it?
No, exactly. Yeah, I had to dust it off a little bit. But no, we had a really nice time actually, and had quite a lot of walking. Quite a lot of walking. It was like
you trotting, him walking.
Yeah. No, it was. We managed to keep up, so it was at the same sort of pace. But
oh, bless him! You didn't make him pigeon walk, did you?
No, I did ask him, and he said no. So he may have lied, but I don't think he did. But I think
he'll talk.
Shut up. Shh. I think he quickly realised that Portland was a little bit boring, though, a boring place to go to because, we basically, one of the days we went for a walk and we walked literally half of the island, which is a reasonably large island. So, I had my Pokemon app going and I managed to do quite a lot of the walking there. So that was good. And then we visited Portland Bill as well because he wanted to take some photos at night. And so I gave him a lift down there, but he made his way back because he was sort of wanting to stay out until about 2 or 3 in the morning. And I was like,
Blimey.
Yeah, nah, I'll be asleep. It's cold. I'll be asleep and I'm really sunburnt.
Yeah. Oh, that's understandable.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I also, on the Sunday, I think it was, we went to, there's a lovely forest near me as well called Thorncombe Woods with Thomas Hardy used to live, Thomas Hardy, the writer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went for a wander around there, and it was obviously quite hilly, so it was quite a mission to get up the hills, but we did it and saw the lake as well. There was like a little, it's a pond really more than a lake, but there wasn't really anything going on there, if you know what I mean. There wasn't any animals moving around, so.
Was it an inspiring view?
Yeah. Well, I like Thorncombe.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
Could have done with a McDonald's. It's well boring around here. No climbing frame or nothing.
No, it was absolutely lovely, and I did a bit of an illegal move, and didn't pay for parking because the information, like the shop or the little cafe or whatever closed up, and we didn't have any change. So we thought, let's just risk it and see what happens. But then I got to a point where I was kind of like, I don't want to leave it too much longer in case we do get a fine, but we didn't. So yeah, that was good. But no, it's lovely walking around Funkham Woods. It's all the, like, well, not really quite the season, but like when the bluebells are all out, it's so beautiful. But yeah, and then on the way back, we popped to the St Abbas Giant as well.
Oh, he had a little play on his cock.
Yeah, no, we didn't walk up that hill. I still stand by the fact that is a girt big hill, and I cannot be asked.
Girt big hill.
No. But yeah, it was a lovely, it was about 3.5 days. So, and he came to my house as well, because we went into Weymouth at one point and it was so busy. And it's like we both felt really, really uncomfortable with the crowds. Yeah. And yeah, in the end, I was just like, oh, we'll just pop back to mine and have a cup of tea or squash or whatever, and then head on back. But yeah, it was kind of something just to kind of break up the rest, like the hours or whatever. But so he met the mum.
So you got the full tour.
The full tour, yeah, definitely. And what a lovely thing was, because I obviously was driving him around and things like that. I mean, he was paying for lunches and stuff like that. So, whatever. I wasn't expecting him to, but thank you ever so much that he did. But on the Tuesday, the dog started howling at the door, and the doorbell went, and there was some beautiful flowers there waiting for me. And I was like, oh. So he sent me some flowers to say thank you, which was, really unnecessary, but lovely as well. So
that's a lovely gesture.
Yes. So, there were some chocolates in there as well. So, And,
naughty. I
know. But they were apparently free. But I said, these are the ones that I could have eaten, so you could have got brownie points. But there you go.
So which ones can you eat out of interest?
The Belgian ones, I think. Those ones that are like seahorses? Yeah.
I can only wear platinum. I'm allergic to everything else.
Well, they were
only the finest chocolate will do,
Well, they can't have been that great because they were free with the flowers. But those little seahorsey ones. Yeah, those ones. So yeah, and to be honest, I can eat chocolate. I just, if I have one a day, then I'm fine.
Yeah.
So it's all good. So
that's it. Yeah, no, it's all about sugar control, isn't it, with diabetes?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not abstaining, is it? Because then you go the opposite direction. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I know stuff.
You do know stuff, and it's very, very good of you.
Yeah. I only know a little bit, so I didn't go full effort.
Fair enough.
Just a passing interest.
Yes. And that's all we need sometimes.
Yeah, just a faint interest. Faint interest, yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So what's new for you, viewing-wise?
What, the telly?
Telly, films. What's on your watch list?
At the moment, I'm watching Hollywood on Netflix, which is actually quite good. Mm-hmm. And it kind of like gives you the almost like background scene of what goes on in Hollywood, but it's not real. It's a film. Not a film, sorry. It's a TV series, but it's also got the person who plays Sheldon in it from Big Bang Theory.
All right, yeah.
So that kind of is throwing me a little bit because I'm like, why is Sheldon doing that? And there's like a lot of it's actually quite good in the sense that they haven't shied away from the bend down and suck my dick kind of thing, and I'll put you in a movie, so that's good that they haven't shied away from that. But I'm only a couple of episodes in, so
is it a comedy?
It isn't a comedy. No, it's kind of like, oh god, what do they call them when they're it's almost like a documentary, but it's not. It's a real film.
A mockumentary.
Yeah, let's call it something like that anyway. But it's, and they basically...
Fly on the Wall?
No.
Is it real? Are they? Is it scripted or like scripted reality?
It's scripted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we've got this bit where you got this struggling actor who's obviously trying to get himself into Hollywood. And it all stems from the fact that he decides to go to this car washing place or petrol station. But it's not a petrol station. It's a place where people come to pick up, escorts and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's actually, it is actually really good. And I am quite enjoying it. Like I said, I'm a couple of episodes in. And so far, I'm really enjoying it. So the other thing, obviously, I'm watching Loki as well, which I absolutely love.
Is it worth a watch if you only have a passing interest in comic books?
Well, I think so. I think so personally, because I've not got the background knowledge. I only know of Loki because of the Avengers films and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think so, yes. But, there's probably going to be snippets in there that you're going to that may go over the top of your head, not yours specifically in general.
But if you're not familiar with the character or the backstory or what happened in film XYZ, some of it may go over your head.
I think you would need to watch the Thor films and the Avengers films first, and then watch it, because it will give you some sort of clues and stuff like that. Really, yeah. Because they do make, even in the first episode, they kind of make references to, as it's all about time, basically. So there's trying to go back in time and whatnot. And then you get to see all of the different things that Loki has done in his past and things that he realizes actually that he's quite ashamed for, Yeah.
Because in my Netflix, I've got Ragnarok.
Oh, have you?
In my watch list, but I haven't really made it past the first episode. I kind of feel like I should watch it.
Yeah.
Just so I can follow some of the conversations that happen on podcasts. A lot of my podcasts are all, are very comic book centric, or the topics tend to vary off into that, subcategory. So it's like, I don't always follow what's going on, but as long as they enjoy it.
Yeah, which actually surprises me because you've got not much interest in that at all, have you? But
no, but I do appreciate a good action film, and so I know that there are people who take this stuff very seriously, and whereas I don't, I just go, it's just an action film.
Yeah,
it's got the same arc. And it's just how they join the dots. It's like, he's going to die. He will win. Or she.
Yeah. I think
so
a lot of it is predictable most of the time. So
yeah, and it does make me laugh because when I then sort of go through my sort of Google News feed, for some reason it thinks I'm really interested in this stuff. So I get a lot of the Screen Rant headlines, and it's like the 13 Easter eggs that only geeks will know. You're like, oh my God. The true meaning behind this. And you're like, oh, for the love of God. It's just a film.
Sacrilege.
I know. The other one they were bitching about was what's his face who saved the last DC film. What's his name? Zack Snyder. Yeah, people bitching about his dead pixels on his film. It was like, oh my God, nerds, come on. Enough is enough. It didn't ruin your life that he used old technology for modern stuff.
It is ridiculous, isn't it? But there you go. It's the attention to detail, though, Andy.
Yeah. I'm not the only one who sometimes needs to put the tissue box in the moisturiser away. Just saying. We all have our fun things.
We certainly do.
So what else are you watching?
Well, that's it at the moment. I have been watching other things, but I'm trying to remember what. Yeah. There's on Sky. There's a program called Mayor of Easttown, and that's really, really good. The first episode is a bit of a kind of get to know all of the characters kind of thing. And then after that, it's like lots of, it's like a cop drama kind of thing. So it's trying to investigate like what's happening to these girls. They're one's been killed and then 2 have gone missing. So it's trying to find it. But then you also hear like the backstory of all the other people and whatnot as well. So it's really, really good. But I think it's only on Sky. That's the only problem. So
no worries. I think I've got the subscription to that.
Hey, I definitely would recommend it to you then.
Yeah.
So
because I mean, at the moment, so if I look at my Netflix, continue watching, I've got The Rain, which I'm on second series of, and I'm just a bit like meh about it. And Van Helsing, I'm on the second series, and again, it's sort of like meh. I was watching October Faction, and I felt a bit meh about that. But Black Summer has just come back, which is good. That's a good zombie.
Ooh.
So that's come back as a second series. I'm looking forward to that. So let's hope that doesn't...
I was going to say, I don't think I've seen the first series of that, so that sounds fun.
It's supposed to be... Did you ever watch Z Nation?
Yes.
Yes, so this is... no, the TV series.
Oh, no, I've seen the film, but I haven't
seen the film.
Yeah.
Okay. So Black Summer is the prequel, I believe, to the TV series, not the film. But it could be the film. Bear in mind, I know fuck all. But it's a prequel to something, but it got me on the first series, so I'm hoping the second series delivers.
Brilliant. Well, fingers crossed it does. I hope it does, really. And, I'm just trying to think, because there have been a few other things that I've been watching, but I've kind of finished them now, so I've forgotten about them, if you know what I mean. So,
yeah. What about Umbrella Academy? Are you excited for another series?
I don't know.
Like third series? Did you ever watch?
No, I've not seen them. Sorry. Are you excited?
I only watched it because I felt peer pressure from the podcast community.
Oh, well, not from this podcast, at least.
No. I saw a lot of like people that I follow on Twitter talking about it, so I thought I'll give it a go. And it's got its moments, but it is very odd, very strange.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
Yeah, sorry. I was going to say, I think, sometimes, I just have to be in the mood for those kind of things.
And I didn't realise that Superstore was being shown on terrestrial TV, and I've missed Series 6, the final series, because I binged watched it on Netflix, I think over Christmas. I just went nuts. I just did all 5 series back to back. So I'm looking forward to the final series to come onto Netflix. So that was very funny. I think I had a picture on Instagram of Lacey even watching it with me.
Aww.
That's
the best way to be.
That's it.
Yeah. I was going to say, should we move on to, because we've got a topic of the week, which we've got a few answers from.
Oh, yes.
Tadpoles. So should we move on to that? And because obviously we're going on, but time's sort of going on a little bit now. So I was just thinking.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed to do the 1 hour 40s anymore, are we?
Well, I mean, we can. James isn't allowed. I am.
Yeah. No. Just keep going until he falls out of juice.
It's more. I'm getting slightly hungry actually. So. Yeah. So. This week, the question of the week that I put out was, the year is 2155. What is the world like? Do we finally have flying cars? So, Andy, I ask you the question first. What do you think the world is like? And also, probably my wording of this was probably not right, but I was also thinking, like, from a technology point of view, what the world might be like.
Yeah, so I think there's 2 likely scenarios.
Okay.
The first one is we didn't actually make it off the planet in time, and we're all living under sea in tubes because there's no land left because it's all flooded. So, so we're living under the sea.
Under the sea.
Sea.
Under the sea.
Yes, exactly.
Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. Take it from me. It's a bit perverted, isn't it, that song?
Yes. Yes, that's my, all doom and gloom. I think the ice cap's finally melted. There isn't any dry land left.
Yeah.
And with our future generations are living on a space station that's slowly dying.
Oh.
Because I just finished watching a series on Discovery, not Discovery, Amazon Prime, The 100.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah, I was thinking. Do you know what? When you were talking that way, I was thinking, like, hold on, I know this is a program I've watched.
This plot sounds very familiar.
Yes.
No, I don't know about the slowly dying, but yeah, I would if climate change isn't reversed and it all goes as bendy as people suggest, I'll probably say we have advanced so we don't actually need to live on what we call land.
Wow.
There we go. Cheery thought. So
yeah, absolutely.
What did the unpaid comedians come up with then?
I mean, I've got my answer first as well.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, because see, in my head, it went a technology way. So it wasn't like how the Earth is going to be. I think that we are still going to be living, and it's going to, like, I kind of drew mine from Black Mirror. Have you seen Black Mirror?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in Black Mirror, there's one bit where you basically, there's like a chip put into your brain. So basically that your eyes take photographs, and, you know, like, your memories are basically like videos that you can play on the TV and stuff. And I really want that to be the case. Because, you know, the amazing things that I see, like when driving along, and I'm like, oh, I wish I had a photo, or I wish I had a camera, right now.
Yeah, you had Google Glasses for that, though.
I didn't even know that Google Glasses worked. Is that real?
It is, but the thing is, the perverts bloody appropriated it, and it became then kind of, you know, and, you know, also the geeky people got a little bit too geeky with it, but predominantly I think the perverts made more use out of it, and it became kind of a, you know, people would sort of throw you on the fire.
Yeah, yeah,
know?
Exactly.
But no, I totally agree with you. You know, like when I've been running, but also driving,
yeah,
I thought, oh, that's a lovely sunset.
Yeah.
But I'm not stopping to take a picture. Or,
if you,
oh my God, the moon looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, if you were running, you could take that photo properly, couldn't you? But you could stop briefly to take it. But
no, the stats, no, because then the stats on Strava would show that you've stopped, and it's not a continuous run, and therefore you cannot brag about your average pace.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I think Robin and Matt will get that one.
And all the other nutters that run.
Yeah, or cycle.
Yeah,
you know?
Or walk, or do any form of exercise that's not
that measure it on a frequent, you know, measurable distance, and how long it takes to get from point A to point B.
Okay, so from Facebook now.
Yep.
Graham Arnold has written 2 answers. He's written, "The world is ruled by damn dirty apes."
Yeah, Planet of the Apes. Yeah,
exactly.
Could well be.
And the battle with the machines has begun after the War of Judgment Day. Hail Skynet!
Well, we need to see whether Sarah is still alive.
Who's Sarah?
Sarah Connor.
Who's Sarah Connor?
Was she from Terminator? Or am I thinking of a completely different character?
Oh, maybe. Do you know what? I don't think I've ever seen any of the Terminator movies, so, you know, sorry.
Put that joke away.
No, it's staying. It's staying to shame me at the fact that I've never seen any of the Terminator films.
Well, there you go. That's a celluloid that you and James should do.
Well, there you go. If he ever lets me on the shows.
Has he got his celluloid wife now, and you're not allowed to coexist?
It certainly seems that way. I mean, you know. Yeah. Well, I mean, that could be another Codswallop, I'll tell you off, Mike. Right, moving on. And the next one is from Jamie Westwood. So, 21:55, and the COVID restrictions still haven't been lifted in the UK. ... I kid. And he's written, I kid.
No.
I'd like to think that it would be one big world, one overall government system, and everyone lives in peace. Money is abolished, which I think is a good idea. So there is no poor, etc. But most likely just be exactly the same as now, just technology is a bit better. We all thought like Back to the Future would be, predicting 2015, didn't we?
Yeah, what a letdown.
That was.
But that's very optimistic view, and that's really the best you can hope for, because the alternative is like Mad Max, isn't it?
Yes.
Where we're just living in a big dust bowl in recycled cars.
Exactly. So Geordie Lit has said, if there are any humans left on the planet at all, they'll live in horrible conditions, returning to life of searching for food, water and warmth. So a lot of people have got your outlook.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know. Some prick called James Stafford.
Oh, is that the one who only reviews Batman on podcasts?
Yeah, I know. You heard of him, have you?
Well,
yeah.
I'm aware of his mane, his luscious mane.
Yes, he has got a luscious mane.
Apparently, you see that before you see him.
And then you see his teeth fly out.
Yeah. But how white those dentures are.
Well, they are. They're porcelain.
That's it.
Right, anyway, he has to say, whatever. I think the future won't be as advanced as we hope. I'll try and read it in a happier tone. I think the future won't be as advanced as we hope. I think that in this world gone mad, we won't spank the monkey will spank us. These monkey fucks will start wearing our clothes and rebuilding the world in their image.
He's very brave when he doesn't have to speak.
Yeah, he's also referencing
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes as well, isn't he? Yeah.
Mr. Original.
Yeah. Oh, he's copied. Jamie, I know you're listening, so thank you ever so much for listening. Can I just tell you something? You posted your post first, so he's copying you. So he clearly wants to be you, Jamie. So I'm ever so sorry. I'm you know what? Oh, carry on. Oh, and those as super smart as me. Oh, there we go. Oh, and only those that are as super smart as me will be left alive to bitterly cry, "You maniacs! Damn yous! Damn yous all to hell!" What a silly sausage.
Yeah, clearly he's on some medication there, and we wish James all the best.
Or James should be on medication.
Yeah. Remember, it's okay to not be okay.
Okay, so Bob Christian, he has sent through a large one, so that's good.
And what about an answer?
Right, okay. We have the AI, nanotechnology, and ability to control matter on atomic scale. As a result, we no longer have a garbage problem because we can break down all garbage into its base protons, neutrons, and electrons, then use, in brackets, rearrange them to build whatever we want from them. The same technology can specifically be used to re-engineer bacteria, thusly cleaning up all of our messes from last and current centuries, i.e. pollution in the air, soil and seas. Alternatively, since creating material things will have become very, very cheap, it will be easy to create spaceships to colonize all suitable planets and moons in our solar system. It is even questionable whether we need large spaceships at all. We only need to bring a receiver, a 3D printer to a planet, and it can start printing a habitat. Then beam people to live in the habitats or create planets for recreational holiday purposes. Unfortunately, we still haven't found a solution to spam emails and self-service tills. You can tell from the end there that I hadn't read that bit.
Yeah. You just scanned it and went, yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll read this out.
That was amazing at the end there.
Yeah.
Who else we got? I know that Owen has sent me a essay. You thought Graham was going to send an essay.
Yeah.
And I said that Owen probably would. And I won. So
You won with
yeah.
his War and Peace.
His War and Peace.
Here's the 10,000 words you asked for.
Yeah. And I'm going to try and do my Welsh accent for this one. You know? There's reasons. Here's my entry. It's a short story. It begins. Scene. Middle-aged man of mixed ethnicity is sat on a sofa. In front of him is a hovering drone with a light that is shining on him. Okay, I'm not Welsh yet, by the way, just in case you wondered.
Wow. You're doing really good as your generic Welsh accent. Keep it up.
Thank you. Right, next scene. We are looking through the lens on the camera in the bottom right corner and we see the time and date. It is 11:13 p.m. Oh my God, have we been recording for that long? On Friday the 20th of June, 21:55. Scene. The man starts talking in a soft Welsh accent. So not only have I got to do a Welsh accent.
Oh, man.
Not only have I got to do a Welsh accent, I've also got to do a man's voice, which I'm not going to attempt. Howdy, everybody.
My God. Mind you, I shouldn't laugh. I can't do a Welsh accent.
It will get better. It will. It will get better. Okay, howdy, everybody. It doesn't say everybody, it says everyone. I am John Roncorn, chef engineer on the Mars oh my God, Mars Reclamation. Oh, he's on the Mars project anyway. This is my confession. I hope my family can forgive me, but it had to be done. 3 weeks ago, we released the... I'm definitely not Welsh anymore. 3 weeks ago, we released the virus into the population. Our estimates for the veracity of its ability to spread were vastly underestimated. And despite our best efforts, we seem to have... What are you doing?
Oh, am I not on mute? Oh, sorry.
You're going for a little walk, are you?
Yeah. Let me go back on mute, sorry.
Where did I get to? Fuck's sake.
I'm really sorry about that.
And despite our best efforts, we seem to have missed the aggression factor. Still, it is done, and now there is nothing any of us can do about it. The virus was designed to thin out the herd. I'm reading normal because I can't be asked anymore. So try and get rid of those pesky poor people. You'd think by now that they would welcome death, but sadly not. Massive explosion in the background. Boom. Okay.
Oh, there's a bit of noise there.
It's a bit of noise there was. As you can tell, things are bad. But you need to understand that I did this to try and secure my future. A closer explosion. Dust falls from the ceiling. I'm so good at storytelling. Well, I guess that's it. Goodbye, everybody. I can't imagine the human race will survive, but maybe that's for the best. Someone is banging on the door. Oh shit, I just made the dog bark. Did you hear that?
Oh, dear.
Sorry, Socks, it was me. I got so involved in
There's a soft knock on the door. Tip, tap, 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 tap.
I got so involved in the story, I forgot about the dog. They are outside. Computer, upload to net. Public viewing, spread the message, people. I did it. I spread the virus. Scene. The door bursts open and a mob of crazed mutants burst in. They spot John Rencorn, rip him to shreds. And that's it. It was very anticlimactic.
Story of Owen's life, I think. I was looking forward to, I'm sorry, Owen, I can't allow that to happen.
Right, I know we got a couple of answers on Twitter. Tim, who is the popper of the Codswallop cherry back in the day, he has written, I'm afraid we don't, meaning to the technology and the flying cars. The scientific community was too busy catching up on all of the streaming shows, so they just didn't get round to doing it. Sad face. Oh, ow. The world is still in lockdown as nobody could get it together. We no longer have jammy dodgers. It is a grim time to be alive. And obviously the jammy dodgers part tickled me. Have you muted yourself again? Oh, yeah.
I haven't, but as long as they're Jaffa cakes.
Well, there might not be.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, jammy dodgers, you can take it, you can leave it, but, Jaffa cakes are really what makes the world go round.
Exactly. Because I do like a Jaffa cake, although I tried a blackcurrant Jaffa cake the other day. Oh, get in the bin.
Yeah, but that's just wrong.
It is. I thought I like Jaffa cakes, or I like chocolate, and I like blackcurrant. So surely the two would match. No.
Nah.
Don't do it. They're 60p for a reason, people.
Do you know what? There are some things you don't just need to faff around with.
No, exactly. If it's right, don't fix it. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Not all caramel needs to be salted. Just saying.
Exactly. That's a very good point as well. So Tim goes on, because I said to him, what would I sort of said to him, what would the world be like in, any advancement in technology and stuff? And he said, the only real advancement is now we have iPad pants. Or Apple iPads pants. Sorry, I can't say it. Apple iPants.
Are they the latest edition of Tenor?
They could be. Well, maybe not. They act like a smartphone, but in underwear form. Unfortunately, a year later, they rise up and destroy humanity due to the lack of jam-filled biscuits. I really want some jammy dodgers. Can you tell?
Yeah, I'm a little bit disturbed about cameras being that close.
Yeah, I think so. Bats and Balls podcast. England are favourite to win their second World Cup. He's another Bats and Balls podcast is an Australian podcast, but they are actually one that I do dip my toe in and listen to. So, they're actually quite a good podcast. So
yeah, and I imagine that'll also be the same year that they get the Ashes back.
Yeah. So
he says without seeing the cricket, either team's performance in the last couple of years.
Oh dear. No, we're not supposed to be going on to sport now. Sorry, Bats and Balls podcast, we're not doing it. Right.
I tried, guys. I'll send the check back because I won't scan it anyway.
Right, so Sean, contrarians and people who refuse to join in bettering society because they're selfish have been vanquished to the deserts of Arizona. Sorry, Arizona. Without access to social media, society is better for it.
And they're better for it as well.
Yeah.
They're enjoying life.
Yeah.
Albeit just a little bit burnt, especially the ginger ones.
Yes, exactly, because they've got no time.
Yeah. Their straw hats ran out decades ago.
This is the last one on Twitter, but I think we've also got a last one on Instagram as well, which amazes me that somebody still uses Instagram on our page. So this is from J. Ray. Nothing but dinosaurs and robots. Yay. I like dinosaurs and robots. Where's Instagram? I had to struggle to find it then.
All right, you can carry on now.
Thank you. Okay, so our answer from... Our answer from Instagram is from Filippo Rafferty. Overlord Johnson the 7th finally allows live venues to reopen some 135 years after the last gig in the UK. The Rolling Stones immediately announce a tour.
Yeah. I think that even got a rare like from me.
Did you see it as well? Yeah, cool.
Yes.
Well, I think that was an amazing response. So thank you ever so much, everybody who put the effort into answering that. That's yeah, that was really cool. Thank you.
Some very interesting answers.
Yes, definitely. There was some comical ones, some realistic ones, and some negatively realistic ones.
Negative, proper realistic.
Yeah.
You know. Tomato.
And semi-lazy on my behalf because it was just a quick thought that popped into my head.
Yeah.
Well, I think I might save stories of the week for next week, to be honest, unless you wanted to do yours, Andy.
I mean, it was a bit melodramatic, I felt.
I can't remember it, to be honest,
So, McDonald's customer traumatised. Okay, and I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
McDonald's customer traumatised by order error that left her vomiting and in tears.
Now I remember.
I could have been hospitalised.
What a bellend.
Yeah. A McDonald's customer has been left traumatised after eating meat for the first time in her life, after the fast food giant gave her a chicken burger in veggie wrapping by mistake. So, to be fair, I can imagine it being quite horrific, but vomiting and traumatized and in tears and feeling like one's going to die, I think was just being slightly melodramatic.
I think you might be quite right there, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in agreement with you that it's definitely, yeah. I think, well, to be honest, for the best part, McDonald's hasn't always got real meat in their burgers anyway, so she could have been eating a plant-based diet anyway. It's got a hint of chicken because it's got I don't know, smell of chicken dripped on it.
Or you can get bacon flavouring that it contains no meat product. So
yeah, I mean they say that I'm not sure if it's definitely for vegans, but vegetarians can eat bacon crisps.
Yep.
Because, yeah, it's a smell of bacon or a hint of bacon. It's not real bacon.
It's the chemical compounds.
Yeah, exactly. So that's all it is, people. Yeah. McDonald's is a chemical compound.
The reason why I felt she'd been a little bit traumatic was, because I won't read the whole article, because it is a very serious thing that, vegetarian was given meat products, But so you could kind of do with it, you could get over the melodramatics a little bit with the, oh my God, but it was, while thankfully feeling much better by Thursday morning, Charlotte labelled the mistake dangerous and speculated she could have been hospitalised with a serious allergy.
Well, what? I mean, she could have.
When did you get your medical degree again?
Yeah, exactly.
But she didn't actually go to McDonald's, she ordered it via Just Eat.
Well, how did they get it wrong then?
So McDonald's were clearly in the wrong because it does say, veggie deluxe, and she was given basically a chicken patty. So.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, the chicken patties and the nuggets and the veggies and the fish fingers are all kept in the same area, not in the same drawers, but it's from the same station that makes the food. So I can imagine that the person on the chicken station was gas bagging away, wasn't paying attention, and pulled out a chicken patty instead of a veggie patty, and hence why she got a chicken deluxe and not a veggie deluxe. But that's why it's important to pay attention when you're dealing with food.
Exactly. But I have to also say that wouldn't the wrapper give you an indication on what it is as well? Because they specifically unless it was wrapped in, they wrapped it in the veggie deluxe one.
Yeah, it was in they prepped a veggie deluxe.
Okay.
So they've toasted the bun.
Yeah.
And they've dressed the bun. and now they're ready to put the patty on. And the patties are all kept in a drawer right next to each other. So if they've pulled the wrong drawer, so anyway, I was telling Dave the other day I wasn't interested in that taking up the ass, You're not really paying attention to what they're doing, and they've gone, because it's all muscle memory as well, so you kind of know where everything is. So if you're not really paying attention, sometimes your muscle memory fucks you over, like it did in this case, probably, Just based on my experience from 1996 to 2000 when I used to work for McDonald's.
Oh,
so I feel like I've got to defend them.
Yeah, for that 1 week.
For that, I felt like it. I'll have you know, I represented my region in a in-house best of the best for my store.
Good for you.
Made it through to the regional finals, but we lost.
Okay,
didn't make it to the nationals.
I mean, still good for you.
Yes.
Well done. Congratulations.
I've still got no, because I've still got it magnetized to my fridge.
Good for you. Loser.
Yeah. You've got your comic, I've got my McDonald's.
Fair enough. We've all got our own interests. So I'm going to leave my stories for next recording that I do with probably James, but it might be with Andy. You never know. Andy might want to return again.
That's you are so nicely.
I mean, obviously I'll ask you nicely off mic.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, if you want some real quality Codswallop, you might have to leave another 6 months so I can, build up the
momentum.
Stash. Yeah.
Well, in that case, Andy, I think that we've been talking enough Codswallop this week. I have been Gemma.
I have not been James, I've been Andy.
You certainly
really looked forward to it.
Yeah, and I've had more fun today than I have had for the last 6 months.
Thank you. I shall see you again in 6.
Yes, no problem. It's been a pleasure. No, thank you ever so much for standing in. That's been cool.
Anytime. No, it's been great to come back.